Good morning, good evening, or good night. This is the Stiffy podcast, and we're here to talk about a pedo group called the Moonshroom Cult. So, if you guys don't know who they are, you got two people here who will tell you about them and talk about them. And we got one guy who just kind of caused problems.
Yeah, so no, it was kind of like a sloppy type of situation, honestly. We were all hanging out in that world, and he started talking about that one girl who's the beginning part of her name just like sounded weird because it had an S in it, and the actual word doesn't have an S. And the next thing I know, I don't remember where you ran off to or where I ran off to, but when I came back, he was talking to her like they're best friends, uh, quote unquote. He was just making fun of her. I don't think she was catching on. Not like making fun of, but like poking fun and joking about her name and stuff.
Just friendly banter.
And then we all, friendly banter, friendly banter. Almost, I want to say like a COD lobby, but I don't think half
I
that
wouldn't
is
go that far.
genuinely friendly banter.
I wouldn't go that far.
It's like in it's like in DayZ when you reach like a PvE area and you're kind of just chilling, talking, telling people like how you ended up there and stuff.
DayZ, so just
That-
saying.
that's
From my little perspective, I was downstairs just kind of running around, being very sarcastic and condescending to people. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit toxic, but I heard the whole overall, conversation going between you guys upstairs, and I decided to check it out. Come to find out that y'all were like beefing over something, and then the TY, whatever his name was, ended up going on a power trip saying, "You wanna be kicked? You wanna get removed? This is your last warning, buddy." And I just decided to go on from there. But they did make some pretty bad points of like, we're accepting of everybody here and we don't tolerate bullying and whatnot. Which, to be fair, I was bullying a few people, I'm not gonna lie. And
I think all three of us really kind of were in a way.
Yeah, we definitely were.
If not bullying, then definitely just like joking around and
yeah.
poking fun.
But there is one thing that I want to bring up. There's a guy called Gator, whatever. He's running around screaming and moaning at people,
Gator.
just being an overall, dickhead about everything. And I was like, hey man, if you want to bother people, I can bother people. So I ran up to them. I just started calling them fat and whatnot. Just casual Roblox insults, something you'd hear on like Minecraft. And they ended up bringing up a point like, if you want to bother me, go somewhere else. And I was like, hey man, it's fine for you to bother people, but not fine for me. My bad, notification. But and eventually it just spiraled off from that, which kind of stinks. And when you guys got kicked, including a bunch of other people who were getting kicked and removed, I brought up the point that they were accepting but of only pedophiles, and it kind of blew my mind. I'm not gonna lie, because they had an issue with us playing music and just overall chilling, but they didn't have an issue with the pedo literally like grooming some kid in the lobby.
Yeah.
And I thought that was kind of crazy. And the main dude who, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I don't remember anyone except that TY guy complaining about me playing music, but the little group that had formed around us and his friend, what was his name again? Cuban Warlord. You guys from Cuban Warlord was there.
Yeah.
I mean, I was playing music, and a majority of the people that were around me either muted me because they didn't want to hear the music, or they enjoyed the music. But I mean, that's how it always is. So it's always some people mute, some people get in my face and are like, "Shut up, your music ass." It's like, okay, whatever. And then majority of the time, I'll always eventually have someone come and be like, "Yeah, jam along with the music." So
yeah, man.
which is
Everyone's
cool.
got different tastes
Yeah.
and whatnot.
Yeah, but no, I think what really kicked it off though was I had went upstairs and I wasn't even like I didn't chime into the conversation whatsoever until they started trying to chime in to, I believe it was me and Sad right here. Him and I were having a conversation and they chimed in. I told them like don't chime in, like this is our
It was the one with the weird name that I was making fun of or poking at. She said he's the
Yeah.
one who was doing it, and then that's when we both butted into their conversation because they butted into ours. And then that's where it just escalated from there.
Yeah, it escalated because, you know, you have your classical white knight shining, or your knight in white shining armor coming over and thinking, I'm gonna bag this chick if I do this because this guy's being disrespectful to her. When, like, I mean, I wasn't being intentionally disrespectful towards her at all. And he was
I was
just doing
poking
the
fun
same
at the name. That's all.
Yeah.
Nothing actually disrespectful.
Yeah, like, neither of us meant any disrespect of it until he got in my face and wanted to start yelling at me, which in turn, pretty sure I just turned up my music. I was like, I can't hear you. I can't. What? I can't hear you. Which, you know, it's a normal response for me when someone starts getting in my face because, yeah, nobody wants to sit there and keep yelling and yelling and yelling and try to overpower an already, like, really loud audio situation. So usually it does, like, get people out of my face or out of my friend's face or gets people to be quiet. I know it's so toxic. It is, but
It works.
an easy way to
so
fix it.
It works,
It
so.
works. So if it isn't broke, don't fix it, I guess. But
Yeah. To be fair, I'm losing my train of thought here. Give me a second. I gotta like reconcile. To be fair, the whole thing that started my whole little crusade against these people, I guess you could say, was me overhearing the main admin, I guess you could say, the big fat polygonic coochie disabler kind of guy. He was like, yeah, I like taking advantage of children. I'm like, I can't tell if this is a joke or if this is like a bit. And there's like people genuinely agreeing with him. And I was like, whatever, I'm gonna investigate. I'm gonna listen a few times. And eventually the whole thing happened upstairs. Which, by the way, one of the dudes did send me a friend request. I didn't really see any point in being friends with him because, let's be honest, what were we gonna even talk about? I'm like, yeah, I remember that time me and my group kicked her from that black cat buddy? I do. And, you know, they sent me a friend request, but he was the one of the main guys. He was very hostile, and he was like, you want to get kicked too? You want to take my fury up your ass? And it's like, okay, buddy, that's cool. And he was bragging about kicking you guys. I'm like, whatever, that's cool, but you guys are quote unquote a group of acceptance and, you know, welcome, but not of people who actively seek out, you know, the problems that are in your community and whatnot. And to be fair, they did seem like okay-ish people, but they definitely had a problem with, you know, being a little too appealing to pedophiles. You know, their whole entire group is basically made up of children and a few adults, and it really showed because they weren't very mature about the whole thing. And I was even like, you know, whatever, man, I'll get out of your hair. God bless, y'all stay safe and whatever. And I can hear like a sly remark before I left, like, this guy is a loser or something like that. Just the general thing that they can't really say to your face because then they know they'll get the whole argument. That's the whole Moonstream debacle debate cult thingy, you know? And there's not really much to add on to it, other than the fact that I really hate the way that Guts guy talks. It was annoying. He tried to like sound super masculine. He was like, maybe if I deepen my voice and get in this guy's face, maybe I'll scare him. I'm like, okay,
the
cool.
classic VRChat.
Scary.
Well, I did join their Discord and I did open a ticket. It was actually claimed by Vicey Wicey, their like founder of the group. And he seemed at first like genuinely like, oh snap, okay, like there's someone trying to groom a kid and in my group. And like obviously like I didn't have my evidence piled up, like I didn't have my clips rolling or anything, like outplayed rolling or anything like that. So like I didn't have anything. Closest thing I had to evidence was your statement and my statement. And he was taking the situation like perfectly like professional and stuff until this person named Willow Tree, which I'm not saying is because they were female, but they definitely seemed like one of those chronically online, you know, I'm always right, you're wrong type of women, you know. Like she
people
thinks
use
she's
the
better than
customers
everybody
as, right?
else. Yeah. And she just keeps like blabbering on about how like it's stupid. And I was like, okay, whatever, dude. And eventually, like, I gave them your statement and all that, and they asked for my name and your name on VRChat. I gave it to them and all that good stuff, and they're like, we'll like take a look into it. And that's when Ty was like, or TY, I don't know if it's Ty or TY, but whichever one.
Doesn't matter.
He was on, and he definitely flipped the story to be like, we were the bad guys. I told them like we were trying to groom kids, we were trying to bully people and make people feel insecure and stuff. When first of all, over half my time spent in that server on that Black Cat, that instance on the Black Cat was laying around jamming to music. Not even like laying around. I was kind of just like sitting, chilling. Dogs? I don't know if you guys can hear my dogs barking. Leave them be, I guess. And so we continued on with a ticket for a little bit, and Willow Tree ended up closing it. And I actually, since I used it, I actually have her reason on why she closed it. And her reason was it's a BS ticket. So
That's pretty childish.
It is pretty childish. As a matter of fact, I don't know. As a matter of fact, I DM'd Vicey Wicey because we still had a mutual server other than his server. And I said, so let me guess, he spun the story, make deny the bad guy, then gave some half-assed sob story about how we were being so mean. I'm glad VRChat groups are accepting of pedophiles. And then I quoted the fact that she closed the ticket and said it's a BS ticket. I said, okay, buddy. And his only response was, brother, I got multiple witnesses. I do not care. Leave me alone. Eat a ban and go to bed, kid. That's the exact quote text messages he sent. And it just goes to show, like, maybe he's a pedophile. Maybe it's a cult of pedophiles, and they and lure and it's far-fetched.
Yeah, to be fair, it's not that far-fetched. Including like the art they post is bubbly, very like eye-catching. And for like kids who see that, they might be like, oh, wicked, I get to join this, and I get to be in this like welcoming group of all people, and they won't make fun of me, they won't bully me, because bullying kids on VRChat is kind of like an often thing. People do it because they have nothing better to do, or because the kids, genuinely being a problem. I'm not saying all the kids on VRChat are innocent, because it really just depends on how they're raised outside of the headset and how they interact with people, like, outside and inside the headset. But they'll see that and they'll be like, hey, opportunity, I'm gonna take it. And kids are always optimistic, they're always like, open to everything. So I'm not surprised that they would get stringed on into that, and they might get victimized. As bad as that sounds,
Which, as much as I joke about like hating kids and stuff like that is just like not okay. It sucks to watch it happen and stuff. But when I opened the ticket and I was reporting I wasn't aggressive about it. Like I was like, look, like, because the other people that I had ran into in the instance that were in the group, some of them were pretty chill. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll give the group the benefit of the doubt, and it's just a couple of bad people in the group. So I reported them, and I even ended my report with like, the other people in the group seemed really cool, and the group seems like it could be really. I'd rather not see it go down just because one person wanted to be, a weirdo about it and stuff like that. And at first, Vicey Wicey was like, he seemed like he appreciated like the genuine concern and all that. Once he got into that conversation with Ty, and I'm gonna assume that the girl that you were poking fun of her name and stuff about, and the guy that you're talking about, all got into it, like into the situation, and started blabbing on about it and just lying through their teeth, and it's, it happens, but whatever.
One thing I will add is I'm pretty sure Willow Tree and Vicey YC were in cahoots. Big old quotations in cahoots. And the tie-dye guy, or whatever his name was, I can't remember, some Polish name. He was kind of pulling a few things, like little sneak tricks behind the whole thing. And I don't know if you guys were there to see it, but he was like oddly close to the kids and whatnot. He was like talking to them weird and whatnot. But the Eternity Chan person, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead. I was just gonna say, like, I saw it like here and there, but I didn't see it like a whole lot.
But the Eternity Chan person, the one who like sprung this entire like investigation, I guess you could say, pulled the Chris Hansen, started chasing children, pictures. And they were like, some being curious. I walked over. I was kind of rude about it. I was like, hey, what the fuck are you guys talking about? I'd really like to know. But overall, it was just stuff what they were talking about. He was like, screw you, this and that, called me a few slurs and blocked me, and eventually left.
Oh no, remember? Because you came to point him out to us when we came over, because we heard like absolute childish shit going on in the corner, and so we came over to check it out, and you're like, this guy blocked me, and we're both looking at him. I think my girlfriend was there, and she also was like, no, he's like, I don't see him either. There's no way he blocked us because we weren't over there. No, that guy left. I think you caught him in the act, and he got nervous and left.
I hope not, dude.
So no, it was really weird because that Chan lady like had that child cornered.
Yeah,
in VRChat. The kid like didn't know what to do.
Yeah. But what I find weird though is that after they moved away, the kid went back to her.
Yeah, after we told the kid like you should just block them.
And the Eternity Chan person and the other guy that blocked or left, they were talking about like sex slaves and whatnot, and they were pointing at the kid, and they're like, "You're mine now, buddy." You can't see my hands underneath the table, but I'm like pointing, doing all the gestures and whatnot. But they're like, "You're mine now, buddy," and they're talking about how all these things that they were gonna do to him and whatnot. And I pointed it out to the TY guy or whatever his name was, and I was like, hey, there's people in the lobby, they're like grooming kids, you might want to go talk to them. He's like, oh, I'll go see about it. Never go see about it. I'm like, well, what can I do? Screaming's not gonna help the whole thing, but they're just watching their text chat every once in a while. The kid eventually ended up speaking. They're like, I hate whatnot. I'm like, what's new, huh? And and the Eternity person was just foul, man. They're like, I'm gonna do all these things to you. They're like, I'm gonna stick things in places that they don't belong, I'm gonna make you cry, do all this. I'm like, bro, how can you have the heart to type it out and read it and fully consciously understand what you're saying, but you still send it out anyways, knowing that there's people who like disagree? I don't know, that's like my whole thing on VRChat. Like, anything you put on this thing, anything you put in your bio, anything you put in your name or whatnot, if it can be used against you, it's gonna be used against you. Because it's now public information. And making that sort of thing, like the whole thing you do behind closed doors, public information, is kind of crazy beyond me. I don't know, man. It's just absurd.
Yeah, it is. It's gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna change anytime soon, but hopefully, like the police or companies, like game companies, like Call of Duty, they implemented that they have an AI bot that learns slowly from recording voice chats in games. So if you say like a slur or you're absolutely just digging into someone, you can get immediately, I don't know if it's banned, but I know you can ban real quick, because they've implemented like and they updated their policy and stuff. Like you have to re-agree to it that you're gonna be recorded in voice chat. So like even if you're with just your friends, it's private lobbies recording, public lobbies recording, all that. So definitely the use of Discord calls when you're playing with friends and stuff. If your friends are a little more aggressive, definitely might be the move. But still, like that definitely could be used to catch like people trying to groom kids, at least on Call of Duty, which I feel like it could happen, but I don't see it happening. I'm pretty sure that little child will look you dead in your little COD lobby eyes and tell you fucked your mom, and then you're just gonna like, oh, I can't groom this kid. Too smart for me, man. So,
COD should be, well, in my eyes, COD should be toxic, but you should take what they implemented in COD and move it to different games. Because growing up, COD was always the shit talk, the banter, the everything. Don't put that in that kind of game. Put it in a game like this, or like, I don't know, any other game.
Like Roblox or something. Like something that kids are going to be playing that like aren't going, that genuinely like social games and stuff that definitely need it. Like VRChat, what's the other one? Chill Out VR or something like that.
I think that one's PC only, so I have no idea.
Oh, I don't know that. Trove or whatever it is. That's an old game. Yeah, that was a good game. That was an old game. I don't know. Destiny, I feel like could be more of a social game if you think about like you have the tower and other like social areas.
But you can't really speak to them though, like unless you're in their fire team.
That's true. Alright. So with the social games like Call of Duty or not Call of Duty, VRChat, Trove, and Roblox and stuff like that, I do think, like to conclude that I do think they should implement what they implemented in Call of Duty into like social game, because a lot of that is like definitely gonna be leading towards more grooming or something like that. But or even like Discord.
Yeah.
Discord.
I don't know about that.
Maybe. I don't know. There's a lot of
we say some pretty we say some things. I don't know about that one.
Yeah, that's a big if, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, no, I definitely like social games. We will use them as like a platform where we can use like arguments or just friendly banter. Use it to spread joy, like make people laugh and stuff. I do like doing that, and of course, I like playing music through it and all that and stuff. I know, like in Call of Duty, it can get a little iffy, but
a little on the spicy side.
Yeah, especially with like music playing and stuff. Especially with like the loud music that you and I like.
Yeah.
I do try to stick more towards like nostalgic playlists with like Katy Perry and Owl City. You got some Lady Gaga on there. Some Carly Rae, CeeLo Green. Hot Shell Ray, Kesha, Taylor Swift, Rihanna, all that stuff. You got a little Fergie on there, Britney Spears. Stuff that like everybody's gonna know.
Don't laugh at Fergie.
So that time out. Did you just laugh at Fergie? He's definitely not Fergalicious, bro.
Must have been in it.
Obviously. Not delicious
Absolutely
at all.
not Fergalicious. Not delicious. Not delicious. But on here, definitely gets loud. Definitely like Jake Hill, Suicide Boys, Ramirez, all of them, D13, D12, Eminem, some little bit of Sublime. Trying to like bank like what else do we listen to? Lonely Islands for sure on here. I'll do a little bit of that on Call of Duty. Play some infected. Just play some Lonely Islands and nostalgic playlists that like everybody knows almost, and I think it's fun to have people sing along and stuff, and I mean I feel like it makes making friends easier sometimes because music kind of brings all of us together in some way, shape, or form, you know. But
Yeah, unless you can't understand the music and you constantly rely on your Hawaiian friend to translate.
yeah, or Mexican music. Yeah, he likes listening to Mexican music every once in a while, and I don't understand a word of it. So, and I don't think he. I think he understands
but
it,
you
but can't
enjoy
like
it, though.
translate it fully for us.
But you enjoy it though.
Yeah, it is groovy. Hit a salsa every once in a while, but if I know how to salsa, if I knew how to salsa, I would.
I got you.
It's pretty good. It's pretty neat.
Yeah. You guys ever listen to Alicia Keys?
Only like once.
If you played it, probably.
I don't think I've ever like gone out of my play it.
I think that song you just played a little snippet of. I've heard.
Yeah. Everybody
He knows
has heard
this.
"No
Yeah.
One" by Alicia Keys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a
Yeah.
good song to
Yeah.
say.
Jog your memory real quick about it.
Yeah. That little snippet. Got it. I got it.
And it's
songs.
Yeah, it sucks when like people know the song but they don't know the artist, which happens a lot. Like that thanks to like TikTok and like meme videos and stuff like that. Everybody knows certain songs, but they don't know like who it's by. Like Suicide Boys, for example. Like everybody knows. And those who stuck around, thank you or whatever. I don't remember the full name.
Yeah.
That's like one of the longer named ones, but everybody knows that. Some people don't know it's by the Suicide Boys,
But they know the song at least.
Yeah, or like a lot of Lil Nas X songs.
Yeah.
People probably don't. If you played "Hey Soul Sister" to somebody, they would have no like. There's probably a 50% chance that they're gonna know who it was by. Like, do you know who "Hey Soul Sister" is by?
I don't, but I know I memorized lyrics and the name of the song.
Like
I just don't know the artist.
Would you say Kafu?
Isn't it like Radio Creep or something like that? I can't remember.
No, it's Train.
My brain capacity goes to lyrics. That's it.
Or like, you guys know the song "Since You've Been Gone"? Since you've been gone,
yeah,
I can breathe. Yeah. You guys know who that's by?
I know the lyrics again, but I don't know the artist.
Kelly Clarkson. Or like, "Cake by the Oceans." Anyone know who that's by?
Dude,
why are you dissing me right now? Why are you dissing me right now? Come on.
Hey, okay. Let me give you an easy one. "Shake It Off." You gotta know that's by. If you don't, like...
Taylor Swift.
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
Yeah. Or like people know Starboy, but they don't know that's by The Weeknd, or that it has Daft Punk.
How do you not know that's by The Weeknd?
It's kind of flavor.
I don't know. I've run into people that just they have no clue who like all these songs are by, or like "Starships" by Nicki Minaj. Some people just have no clue
It's a fire
who
song.
they're by. It's like how you can sit there and be like, "Oh, I love that song," and then you can't tell me who it's by. It's a classic. It's a classic reoccurrence in VRChat or really any social game possible. Like I'll run into people who will invite me to their groups on like their fire team on Call of Duty just for me to play music, and they'll force me to find a song based off of a little snippet of the lyrics that they remember. And I mean, majority of the time, like between me and Google, I could figure it out. But sometimes it's just like I need that artist, to find it. Like a lot of people don't know Stacy's mom. I mean, to be fair, Stacy's mom has been redone by like 3 or 4 people, but the original one I'm pretty sure is from Fountains of Wayne. Um, or Teenage Dirtbag by Weedus. A lot of people don't know who that's by. A lot of people don't, or like a lot of people know who groups are, and they'll be like, "Oh, I'm such a fan, I'm such a fan," and they know like names of songs, they won't know the lyrics. Or they'll know lyrics,
only
but they
know
won't know the names of
lyrics.
songs.
Yeah,
Good call.
that's
Yeah,
Yeah.
like my girlfriend, she knows names of songs, but not the lyrics by the Suicide Boys. Or sometimes she'll know the lyrics, but not the names of the song. But you know, she's definitely getting better at it. When we went to the Grey Day concert, it's on September 20th. Yeah, she was rocking with me. I mean, I had a blast. I definitely think, especially since I took my little cousin and my friend, and it was actually both their first concert ever. So thankfully, like they got to go to a really good concert, and you know, I mean, I had a blast. They told me they had a blast, so yeah, I'm glad they had fun. Neither of them knew any lyrics. I told them who was playing, and I gave them a couple of songs. Like on our drive there, I played a couple of songs by Suicide Boys. A hand, like not even a handful, maybe like two by Ghostman and Grey Gods with Ramirez and the Suicide Boys. Unfortunately, we did miss Ramirez, which I will not let myself live that down. If I could have parked quicker and we got through that line quicker, we would have not missed Ramirez. But we got in probably not even 15 minutes after the concert started, and Ramirez was done. Like his set was taken down and everything. He was done.
No,
I was like,
really
dude, are you kidding me? I cannot believe like he was the first person to play, but there's no way he played Grey Gods, because the Suicide Boys were not going to come out at the beginning of the show to play one song and then disappear to their main event, you know? So I had high hopes that, you know, Ramirez would come back out and do Suicide Boys with them, or do Suicide Boys with them, do Grey Gods with them, but he ended up not coming back out. I'm trying to think of who the guy that came out like 3 different times during the show on different people's songs. I cannot remember his name to save my life. The crowd did go pretty crazy when the boys were playing, and like their new song that was on their season albums, and Ghostman came out. It was so good too.
Did they do that song, the
really
Ghostman
cool.
Suicide Boys? The Yin and Yang or whatever?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to remember the name of it. Hold on. I got it right here. Bloody 98 with Suicide Boys and Ghostman.
Dude.
Oh no, I didn't pay a whole lot of attention to their season albums, like the summer, spring, winter, fall stuff. I did really like their newest album that they released. I No Longer Fear the Razor 5. Or I No Longer Feel the Razor Guarding My Heel 5. That was pretty good. Well, I don't think we can say it was an album per se, but it was definitely, it was really
release.
dope. Yeah, it was such a good release. Especially Not Even Ghosts with SMT. They use that as the opener
That is
for
my
the
number
concert.
one song.
Yeah, that was really cool. My mom said that she's actually been listening to more Wiz Khalifa after she went to a concert with, I don't remember who else played. No, I think they went and saw Snoop Dogg. And I'm trying to think who else was there other than Snoop Dogg and Wiz Khalifa. But Wiz Khalifa played. And my mom and dad didn't get to stay for the whole concert, but that's one of the songs she heard was Ink My Whole Body. That's her number one song right now, which, you know, happy birthday to my mom. Today's her birthday, so
Happy birthday, Mom.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Mom. Yeah, I
Love
don't
you,
know.
Mom.
I've never really been able love you, Mom. No, I never really could get into Wiz Khalifa other than Gin and Drugs and Black and Yellow. Those two are are pretty good. I'm trying to think
Those are
of.
definitely really catchy songs.
Yeah, those are both really catchy songs. Oh, Young, Wild, and Free. He's on Sucker for Pain
Forgot about
and
that
See
one.
You
Yeah.
Again. Or no, he wrote See You Again, and Charlie Puth was on that with him for Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Damn.
I know those are a lot of like the stereotypical songs of like, oh, you listen to Wiz Khalifa. Oh, you listen to Wiz Khalifa.
Yeah.
Kind of situations. But good. I am really sad that like I remember crying when I was younger because my friend had told me that XXX died, and I was like, I'll never get to see him in concert now. And then Juice died, and I was like, dude, no way. Like
Yeah.
I would have loved to go see them in concert. But my first last year's Grey Day concert with the boys, when Ski Mask came on and he did the Juice and X tribute, it was dope. And it's always so exciting to go to a Grey Day concert because it's not. I personally cannot say that it will ever be low enough to match with all the other concerts I've gone to. It will always be a fantastic experience because of the crowd and how the artists like influence the crowd and how they talk to the crowd and include the crowd. The crowd just goes fucking crazy. Like it's really cool. Especially with that X and Juice tribute, it was dope. Have you ever been to a concert, Eric?
I have not. I want to though. I'm trying to go November 8th. I'm trying to save some money and go to the Grey Day.
Dude,
But
if you
it's
can,
not really working out.
yeah,
But I'm
yeah,
trying.
no. If you can, bring earplugs for Cemetery. But other than that, yeah, no, absolutely. Dude, it was crazy at my Grey Day because Cemetery started playing. Like you could, I think I heard like the end of Ramirez as the crowd was going cray cray banana while I was trying to find my seat with my cousin and my friend before my girlfriend got there and everything. And because Cemetery was like just coming out and the crowd was just dead, except for like a row in front of me of these girls, and then a couple of people up, and then to my left. Like those were like the only people cheering. The mosh pit was dead. But like the guy,
Really?
like the lead singer for Cemetery kept trying to get them pumped up, and you would look down, there were like two people, and it's just like, all right,
Standing there waiting for the boys. Or Ghost Smith.
Yeah, no. City Morgue played next, and it was hilarious to see like the crowd be completely dead for Cemetery. No matter how hard they tried, like half the crowd, probably more than half the crowd was just dead for them. And then City Morgue came on, and every in the whole place lit back up.